Hello, everyone. Um, Wanted to talk today a little bit about, I guess, kind of like my journey as an X-Men. I did a podcast with a good friend of mine, Anthony Mattis, and he was asking me some questions about, you know, what was it like when you first started to acknowledge this stuff, and it really kind of made me, I guess, think about it a little bit, and also kind of acknowledge how far I've come personally and how much more is available now than was before. Hi guys, hi Aline, hi Kathy. So one of the things which I'm sure a lot of you would probably, uh, you know, what's the word? Anyway, I'm just gonna say it. Um, for me, it's like, I guess, this place where you know, I used to think everything about me was wrong, and all of the things that I was aware of, I thought was wrong and bad and terrible because it didn't match what people were saying. It didn't match what, was supposed to be. It was like all of this other information. And often I would just think that I was crazy and that basically it's, like um, I was like wrong for having these thoughts and everything. But it's like what I actually started to realize as I started to use, these tools, these access consciousness tools, and also the tools of X-Men, is that, there was a whole lot of stuff that I was being aware of that was not being, um, you know, acknowledged. It's like I hadn't acknowledged my awareness. And it's like, how many of you guys listening have also not acknowledged how aware you actually are? You know, a lot of the conversations that I used to have with people, I would just pick up sort of like the things that they weren't willing to say or the things that they were thinking. And while I was having a conversation with them using words about a totally different topic. Hi, Kenzo. And so for a lot of you, you would probably recognize this as well. And this place of where, what's coming out of someone's mouth is completely not congruent with what you're aware of, what they're thinking, and like what they're, the thoughts, the feelings, and the emotions um, that they're also being that create a reality that a lot of people just don't acknowledge. But, you know, what I really want to talk about with this is the kind of like the place where I started from, and wasn't really working out so well. I was often shy in social situations. I didn't really feel like I had a strong sort of sense of who I was. I was always lost in other people's worlds, and it's like that didn't really work for me. Using these access consciousness tools, the tools that I started to learn about X-Men, it's like for me, I got these tools, and with every tool that I used, I would get more of a sense of space, more of a sense of me. And the big, real shift in what actually started to change things big time for me was this place where it's like I could look at where I was making myself wrong and start to ask questions about it. So it was like, all right, so what is this? What can I do with it? Can I change it? And as I started to ask questions and get a little bit of a different point of view about, the things that were going on in my life that I was judging myself as bad and wrong for, I started to see where there was actually a possibility to create with them. And that's when my life really started to change, and like embracing that difference. Uh, and it's like that was actually the it's like the switch that started to change everything in my life. And I like I said, I was doing this podcast with Anthony, and he was sort of like, well, you know, what were you like as as a young man, like growing up, like before you had these tools? And I was, unbearably shy, like painfully shy. I would avoid social situations like no one's business. I basically, developed whatever coping mechanisms I could to fit in as much as I could, while feeling extremely different, extremely weird most of the time, and not having any idea what to do with all of it. It's like, as X-Men, we're often aware of so much more than what we're told is real and true, and we haven't been given the tools or shown what to do with it. And once you actually get that, it's like the creation that is available and the ease and the space that you can actually have in your life. So different and such a gift. I'm so, so grateful that they exist. And, I know so many people, like for myself, I did it for me. I was like, I'd like to have a different possibility as me in the world. And what I found is that it created so much change. I was like, if there are people out there that have the same kind of stuff going on as me and they don't know about it, they need to know about it. So, you know, that's when I started actually facilitating these tools, and it has been one of the greatest gifts to my life. And when you see someone who actually gets a different possibility, and you see that they go from judging themselves and making themselves wrong to laughing about themselves and actually starting to see how they can create in a different way, it's one of the greatest gifts. Hey guys, some of you, I can't see your names. It doesn't show up on StreamYard, but some of you it does. Hey Janelle, and thanks for all the comments, Kathy. You're awesome. Really great to see you guys. It feels like it's been ages, and it's almost Christmas time. I hope you guys are having a lovely time wherever you are around the world. We've got, it's very hot here in Australia, which is probably the opposite to what a lot of you have going on. It's probably snowing for a lot of you, which is very cool as well. But yeah, so I'll pop the link to the podcast that I did with Anthony. But I just wanted to. It's like, if any of you are new to X-Men, to the tools of access consciousness, if you just have always felt like you were weird and different and never fit in, and you know there's something else, that there's something else available, and you're just not quite sure how to get there, I would love to just invite you to these X-Men tools, and in whatever way and whatever journey that is for you, however it shows up, what's the worst that could happen if you actually applied these tools to your life? You can always go back to wherever you were when you started, but it's like, how much greater could your life actually be? Hey Lydia, so cool to see all you guys. Some of you, I know from around the world, and it's like, haven't been able to travel for quite a while now, and it's looking like it won't be for a little while longer. But it's really nice to know that you're all there, and that I can talk to you guys. And yeah, so I'll pop that link in so you guys can listen. I hope you're all doing really well, and yeah, I'll see you next week for another Facebook Live in the Exponentialize group. And let me know what's going on for you guys. I always want to know what's up in your worlds, what you're creating, what you're choosing, what's showing up. And yeah, thanks for being you, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.